If you're an artist, you want to be known. On the flip side, it's very tough to be vulnerable, but I understand that if you want to be unforgettable, you're going to have to be vulnerable. This is your ticket to being unforgettable. At the same time, this is why you feel stuck, because yes, you have great music. Yes, you have a great presentation of it, but you're just right there on the surface and you're not scratching beneath that surface. The world needs your music, but the only way you can share why the world needs your music is if you open yourself up to the world. Of course, there are some precautions you want to take with that, but we're going to talk about it coming up right here on today's episode of the Music Money Makeover Show. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Music Money Makeover Show. My name is Casey Graham. Let's hop right in. Branding is all about impression. Impression is an idea, a feeling, or an opinion about something or someone, especially one formed without conscious thought or on the basis of little evidence. It is often done with distinct messaging and imagery so that the impression can be formed easily without much brain power to think, because it happens so fast. That's how fast branding happens, right? So this person, they're going to feel a certain way about what they just saw without any evidence, any conscious thought. It just happens. It's a quick impression on the brain. And this is what's happening when we're talking about branding. It's all about impression, being impressive. Now, people don't listen or follow the best artists. I'm just being 100 with you. People listen to and follow the artists who communicate their reasons for creating their music the best. Is it easy for me to understand who you are? Cool. Is the music quality enough? Yes. Is it entertaining so I can escape reality for a minute? Yep. Done. Watch my video on how to make musical crack. I promise you're going to love this thing. Now, upon first listen or impression, if what you're communicating in your music is not helping your listeners survive or thrive in that moment, they will tune you out. This is a value proposition here. The listener is looking to add value to their life via your music, lyrics, and story. If you can do that, you pass the test of branding. So make sure you make a great impression. Make a great impression on the brain, help people basically survive in their life by escaping the mundane presence in their life, right? Give them something else to aspire to. That's what stars do. Now, who are you? Your name, your location, your birthplace, your age, your genre. This is the first thing people want to know when they come across your music, probably within the first 15 seconds so they can feel a relation to you. This is the first step to being unforgettable, because now people can say, hey, I found this artist from Philly or Atlanta and they make music like this. That's how quickly the word of mouth will happen. And if the presentation is dope enough, then they'll start talking about it immediately. Hey, there's some dope music over here you need to check out, right? That's what you want. Now, what is your backstory? Because we got to dig into that. After potential fans have had an experience with you, which doesn't take long, they're looking for a backstory almost immediately, because people don't want to feel like they missed out on something. They want to be early so they can tell their friends and get an ego boost. I was following him or her back when they only had one follower. People need to know your backstory. This lets them know where you came from and why your viewpoints are the way they are. It also gives people more foundation to support you and fans to defend and fight for you, because it offers more reliability and relatability. Okay. Now, what do you want from the world? Outside of doing music to have fun, what do you want? Money, power, respect, security, or freedom. This is where you got to be honest with yourself, because you must clearly define what you want, or else communicating becomes unclear with no trust for the communication between you and the fans. You must clearly define what you want, or else communicating becomes unclear with no trust for the communication between you and the fans. From there, tell the world what you want, act like you want it, and watch the world give it back to you. Clear communication is a must. Right. And sometimes the communication is not verbal. It's by how you look. It's by how you walk. It's about how you come across in the videos and in the content that show people, oh, I'm about my money, or I have power, or I demand respect, or I need security, or I want freedom. Right. I want to be free. So I'm going to be free in my videos. Right. What do you want from the world? Now, who needs your music is another great question. Because if you're passionate about who needs your music, you will fight for your artistic expression. Somebody over here needs to dance. We need more dancing in the world, so I'm gonna make more dance music. Well, what type of dance music? I'm gonna make more EDM dance music, or I'm gonna make more hip hop dance music, or somebody needs to love better. So I'm gonna make some better love music. What kind of love music? I'm gonna make more R&B, or I'm gonna make more pop love music, or I'm gonna make more singer-songwriter love music, etc., so forth and so on, right? If you don't know who needs your music, then you won't put as much passion and energy into creating excellent bodies of work. Now, are you helping your listener survive? That's the question. What about your listener? Does your music and your story help them survive to the next day? After all, isn't that all we see from fanatics time and time again? Oh my God, you did this thing and it helped me through. Or you made this song and without that song, it wouldn't have gotten through. That's the fanatic. So the question is your music doing that? How you know it's doing it is the level of quality you put out that music at, right? The level of penmanship you put into your lyrics to make the vision vivid, right? A lot of times you can find what your listener wants by what you want. Finding the want is easy, but executing at a high level of helping them survive is the challenge. Because you really got to be in tune with yourself to make that happen. Now, how are you surviving your current obstacles? This is another question. When you propose this part of your story to your fan base, they will not only relate, but they will begin to resonate with you right now because they want to see you overcome those obstacles. Now you're primed to take these people on a journey with you. You get what I'm saying? If people see you winning, they will take it as a win for themselves. They'll also take it as inspiration for themselves, which is a good thing because now they're tuning in to watch you win, which makes them feel like they can win, or they just feel like they're winning with you. Right? And you want that to happen. Now, how are you going to thrive? Because before it was the fans, but it's you. Followers, listen to this, followers follow a leader who thrives and wins. Ultimately, you're a champion to these people and they want to see you win the game. The whole point is to take these followers somewhere. So, therefore, a documentary standpoint is necessary here for the followers to stay engaged with you. Document the process. I mean, I know you've heard it over and over and over again, but it's true. This is what you want to do. Now, where are you going? Okay, great. We're showcasing how we're going to win the game, but where are we going? Where is the end goal, or at least the checkpoints? If you don't tell these followers about the checkpoints or inform them when you've hit them, how are they going to keep following you? Also, you can't have goals so short-sighted that your followers fall off. You just can't. All right? You don't want to have goals that short-sighted. Because if you're not going nowhere, why am I going to stay on the bandwagon? You got to know where you're going in this game. Core values, let's talk about them. Core values are things that you value the most, things that you place the most attention on, intention on, and passion upon. It could be music, family, God, helping people, fashion, fun, or anything that you wouldn't mind sharing or talking about at the drop of a hat without trying. So once we know these core values, I can begin to resonate and relate with that without even having to think. And you don't even have to try to share it. It just oozes out. But when you understand that that's what's oozing out, then you begin to make it more clear. Oh, let's polish this up so people will really know that this is what I'm on. And then from there, you bring about a deeper cult following. Make the core values clear, and you begin to really show the world who you are, or a strong sense of who you are, and they can define you as that versus letting them define you. You get what I'm saying? Now, part one, let's brand this story now that we got these elements. Remember, branding is all about the image people craft in their minds and the quality of the experience they receive upon first and second impression of you. The impression can be made through any audio-visual medium, but you should always push for as much quality as you can afford and pack each impression with as much value as you can, so long as it relates to you and shows your vulnerability. Now, this is why many artists choose to do podcasts, because the story narratives can be told all in one sit down. On the flip side, single shot music videos help tell the story of the music through inexpensive visuals that keep the follower engaged with the story. Lastly, the quality presentation of online storefronts allows people to buy from you like there is no tomorrow. Okay, but what do I do? Here we are. I know we're talking about this. My favorite branding tactics when I want to make an impression is telling a story narrative in an interview style where the camera is focused on you. I'm just giving it away, Vlad TV style. Think about how much you learn in that style. how much you can give away in that style all day. The next one is telling your music's narrative through a single shot micro music video and capturing documentary style footage of the action that moves you towards the goal. Or that's just documenting the journey, right? All of this has to be done with a decent camera shot. The difference is how you win with this is you're the star. You become entertaining for me to watch. Therefore, you don't necessarily have to do all the gimmicks of the rate my song and look at me do this and what do you think about this? You can just put it out there knowing that you're great and entertain the world and they'll catch up to it. See what I'm saying? See the difference here? All right. Now, what if listeners don't stick around? If listeners don't stick around, it's because their first impression was not great or you are not around enough in terms of content. Now, I'm going to say frequency too, to take them on a journey with you and keep entertaining them. Right. So if let's say you don't keep the content up, that means every time I tune in, I can't find you. Right. And I don't see you. If I don't see you at least once every 2 days, you're not active. Because people there's a lot, people follow a lot of people, but they don't follow more than 2,000, maybe 3,000 people at a time. You know what I mean? Over time. Most people on average follow about 500 people. And out of those 500 people, all of them are not consistent. Maybe 10% of them are consistent. And of course, you got that 1% in the pages that they follow that show up every day or every hour. You know what I mean? So you want to have a good frequency on your posting. Now, can't I just be a mysterious artist? It will be extremely hard to keep listeners engaged with music alone. A story still has to unfold for fans to follow, and you have to figure out how you're going to entertain them. This is true. I don't recommend being a mysterious artist if you can stomach it. I really recommend standing out in the spotlight. But if you want to go this route, it's going to take you a lot longer to get that exposure that you're looking. So if you are an artist, singer, songwriter, doesn't make a difference, producer, a new music exec who wants to build your record or your publishing company in 60 days or less without searching all over the internet for the how-tos and through all the misinformation, I got you covered. We're going to get it done in 60 days or less. And we're going to build a strong LLC foundation to start with so you don't have to do it yourself and be afraid of doing it yourself. I got you covered through every single step. You'll learn how to play the game via contract, and you'll be set up to collect your domestic and your international record and publishing royalties without the middleman taking 15%. All the stuff that you see in this bottom right-hand corner is included with this video. Click the link below or actually in the bio to get started today. Now, grab the free stuff below, 10 major steps to increase your record label's profits. A free split sheet is included with this download, okay? But if you communicate clearly, branding will be easier than you thought, and you'll retain your listeners and fans way longer than an artist who has mixed messaging, okay? Now, if you don't communicate clearly, listeners just won't stick around, and you'll constantly be struggling trying to find new listeners all the time. Don't want to do that. This is where you want to be. If you had issues crafting this brand image, now you have a little bit more knowledge to kind of make this happen and put it all together. Music Money Makers, if you make music, you should always make money. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com, jump into the 60-day record label course, download the free stuff, book a call on musicmoneymakeover.com, and I'll see you next time. Peace.